And welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on CBS that is accepting fan letters. Or is this a love letter? That's right, we're talking about The Challenge USA Season 2 Episode 4, and this is a jam-packed episode because we have multiple people swapping teams, we have messy moments, arguments, as well as a double elimination to cover. So let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Bananas winning against Paulie, and then TJ asking him if he wants to swap teams with anybody out there, and Bananas decides that he's going to swap into the blue team and then send Corey to the red team. Some people are shocked. Dusty is not taking this news well at all. He is very sad to see Bananas go over to the blue team. But coming back to the challenge house, we see that Bananas is wearing a brand new blue shirt with his name on it. Now, although Bananas and some of the blue team seem happy about the moment, Josh is not. And we see that the next day, everybody's just like chilling out in the living room area, and Josh decides to hold like a house meeting, impromptu house meeting, and he just goes off, naming Lewis and Desi as his main targets, calling out the green team for being sneaky snakes and liking them two rats shuffling around, can't look people in the eye, always trying to keep their moves in secret. And so Josh makes it known exactly who his targets are. And then after Josh's house meeting, we get a moment with Desi in the confessional as well as in her alliance known as the Secret Garden. She is having not the best mental day here because she is thinking about her game, she's thinking about the moves she's making, she's maybe second guessing, overthinking, and luckily she has her support team here. We at least see Chanel and Tiffany, but we know that she has a ton of other support in her alliance known as the Secret Garden to help her out, and it seems as though that she is able to sprout a little bit more, grow from this moment, and get that confidence and support that she needs in that moment. This is where everybody dons their challenge gear, meets up with TJ at a runway in front of these two giant trucks for this week's daily challenge called sideswipe. Two players from one team will be going up against two players from another, and they will be trying to swing in between the two trucks to place their team colored dots on the other truck. The team that can place the most dots on the truck will win into power, win into safety, and TJ also adds this in right before starting the daily challenge, is that this daily challenge, this win is very imperative because there's going to be a double elimination. Whoever wins has to nominate one man and one woman, and there's no 50-50 shot of whether you're going into elimination or not. No. Whoever is nominated is for sure going to be going into elimination. Now, I will say this challenge was interesting in concept, and I think it could have been way more exciting. Now, Wes says at the beginning of this challenge, because he's in round one, he describes this challenge as, oh, we're supposed to be swinging from truck to truck like Spider-Man, as well as you could get tackled in mid-air. Hearing that, I was like, that sounds really, really cool. I'm all for that. However, in rounds 1 through 5, nothing major really happens. Team members are going back and forth. Minimal contact is had. This game was relatively tame. I feel like it was more spectacle over substance, but again, it was somewhat decent. At least it was aesthetically interesting to watch, but again, I think it was just spectacle over substance in my opinion. Round 1, Amanda dropping majority of her dots and only putting on one, but Wes was able to put all 8 of his dots on the truck, so they're only down 2 to the red team of Josh and Michelle putting on 11. Then you have round 2 where Chanel and Corey get a massive 13 dots on the truck, and Alyssa S. and Chris only get 10. In round 3, Lewis and Michaela make a ton of time up, getting 15 of their possible 16 dots on the truck, where Cass and Seb really put the blue team back a little bit with only putting on 11. Tyler and Desi in round 4 is a machine, getting 14 of a possible 16 dots, really closing that gap between them and the red team. And then in round 5, Chanel and Corey go a second time, and Corey and Chanel were absolutely incredible, getting 14 of 16. They get the red team to a sizable lead, and now the blue team has a conundrum. They have Bananas and Tori going in the final round against a green team of Monty and Michaela. But the blue team knows that if the green team wins, Bananas and Tori are for sure going to be the nomination. It's going to be an easy, open and shut case for them in the nomination ceremony. So Chris, Bananas, and Tori, mainly Chris, comes up with a decision that, well, if we don't want the green team to win or have a chance to win, then you just need to play defense. Don't even worry about putting the dots on because there's no real shot of us being able to win. And that's exactly what Bananas and Tori do. Right when TJ blows the horn, Bananas unclips and throws all of his dots away, playing a little mental mind games with everybody, including Monty, but also saying, I'm here to just make sure you don't win. According to the Challenge Official podcast with Tori and Bananas, this was very heated. Like, way worse than what the edit showed. Michaela, we did see in the edit, pull Tori's hair. There was a lot of expletives and a lot of just spice in this round that we got to see maybe the PG version than what the rated R version was that was actually happening within those 5 minutes of that round. At the end of the day, the green team of Michaela and Monty were only able to lock in 3 dots on the truck, meaning the red team sinks this win. And so the red team is in full power, being able to nominate 1 man and 1 woman to go directly into the elimination. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The 2 players that they nominate are for sure going in. So there is a very big pressure on everybody. Now, coming back to the challenge house, there's pre-gaming to the nominations. So Michelle, Chanel, and Tiffany, as well as Michaela, all are talking about what their plan is for the nominations. They want to nominate Wes and Amanda to go directly into the elimination and to ensure that Yvette is in the elimination. So their plan is to stay strong. Josh is thinking the exact same way. He's talking with Bananas, Amanda, and Wes, and basically Josh is telling Wes that your name is coming up and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to stand my ground. I don't care if it's a stalemate. Josh says this multiple times. I'll use that to my advantage. Even Banana says, use it, use it, use it. We go to the nomination ceremony, and the first agreement, and really the only agreement that everybody is on board with, is that blue is safe. They helped majorly in getting the red team this win, so blue team is off the table. Now everybody can focus on the green team. This is where we have reached an impasse. Josh is telling everybody that he wants Lewis and Desi. Lewis and Desi are the only 2 names that will come out of his mouth. Chanel and Michelle and Tiffany try to hold strong. They say no Desi, and then they mention Wes, which then a lot of friction happens where Josh is trying to get everybody on the same page. He's trying to push his agenda on everybody. Chanel is acting very strong in this. She is ready to go to a stalemate. She is the type of energy that Tiffany and Michelle needed to have and not to be worried about possibly going into elimination. However, because of the track record that Tiffany had in season 1, you can tell that she was not wanting this to go to a stalemate. She just won a daily challenge. She does not want to have the possibility of going into an elimination. So when they get down to the votes, the actual votes, it comes down to either a tie between Desi with 3 votes and Amanda with 3 votes, or Tiffany does what she did and burn vote her vote on Cassidy, ensuring that Desi is going into an elimination. With Tiffany showing this crack in the secret garden, this leads to Michelle also adding a crack and a fraction in the secret garden alliance in the nomination ceremony when it comes to the men. Because when it's going around, you have 2 for Lewis, 1 for Monty, 1 for Wes, and then it comes to Michelle, and Michelle decides to send Lewis into elimination, and Tiffany votes for Wes. Now, I have to give it up for Josh. It was a messy execution, but he played this so well. He knew exactly how to play this. He was very loud, and maybe his arguments were a little all over the place a little bit, but he got exactly what he wanted. He was able to keep Amanda and Wes safe, keep all the vets safe, and really, the secret garden lost out on this one. Now, what I found was funny was after the nominations, Michelle and Tiffany are fighting with each other, in that Tiffany is like mad at Michelle for not sticking hard on Wes and voting for Wes, when Michelle is like, don't talk to me. We voted for the women and you burn your vote to ensure that Desi is going into elimination. I mean, it's just funny that it was like Tiffany was trying to point the finger at Michelle when she did the exact same thing. They're trying to do damage control with the secret garden, but the damage has already been done. And the secret garden just did a slight wilt in this episode, because after that they had to come up with a plan on, all right, Desi is definitely going into elimination. We need to look out for each other moving forward in the game. But now, who do we want to vote into elimination to ensure that Desi has the best opportunity to win and come back? The next morning, the green team is having their meeting, and they all agree that Chris should be the men vote. And then Desi gives her opinion on who she wants to be going up against, and she says that I would like everybody to vote for Cassidy. Now, she tells the green meeting this. However, she has told everybody else a different story. She wants to go up against Amanda. She feels like she can take Amanda easily. Amanda is the easy target in this house. And so she told everybody else outside of this green meeting, everybody vote for Amanda. So we get to the secret vote. We see some people voting for Amanda and Chris. Michaela is voting for Wes. She wants to make Wes sweat a little bit. And Desi also votes Amanda. Now, this is the moment where everybody gets ready, heads down to meet up with TJ at the arena, where we see a hanging ring that looks like an eyeball painted in the middle of it. TJ welcomes everybody, asks for Lewis and Desi to join him on the arena floor, and then we go over the votes. The men votes are very varied. Tyler got 3 votes, Sebastian got 1 vote, Wes got 2 votes, Monty got 2 votes, Bananas got 1 vote, and Chris gets a whopping 6 votes. The women, there's only 3 options on the board. You have Michaela with 4 votes, Cassidy with 2 votes, and Amanda with 9 total votes. Amanda looks shocked. TJ bursts into laughter seeing 9 votes. I thought with only like 13 minutes left, 10 minutes left in the runtime, I was thinking, well, we're going to get like 1 elimination and then we'll get the next elimination at the beginning of next episode. But that is not the case. This season is just flying by as TJ pulls 2 balls from the hopper, boom, boom, and then he tells everybody who's on the balls, which is Amanda and Chris. Then we just get right into the eliminations, where it is a pole wrestle variance called Evil Eye. It's a pole wrestle with a disc with handles, and then all you have to do is pull it away from your opponent and then jump outside the ring. It's 1 round. Normally a pole wrestle could be like 3 to 5 rounds. Nope. It is just 1 round, and we are trying to get this done and over with as soon as possible. The first matchup is Chris versus Lewis, which is a very tough fight. I mean, I think the height is pretty similar. Lewis is a firefighter, so you know he has that strength, that physicality. Chris looks just ginormous, but this is a tough battle, and it just so happens that Chris was able to wrestle the Evil Eye away from Lewis and jump out the ring, getting the win. Now, the second matchup, I think a lot of people thought that Desi was going to absolutely wipe the floor with Amanda. And I mean, technically she did, in the sense that Desi was dragging Amanda all around the ring. The thing is that Amanda had incredible grip strength, and she was just holding on for dear life on this Evil Eye disc, and she was actually putting up an incredible fight of her own. She showed heart and will and grip strength and strength in itself. But when it came down to it, Desi was able to rip the Evil Eye away from Amanda at a certain point and jump out the ring, getting this win. That is 2 green members just completely gone. I'm very sad to see both Lewis and Amanda eliminated. I was excited to see both of them on the season. Amanda really brought the entertainment value, the arguments, but she just left. It left pretty early on in the season, episode 4. Another vet gone. Now, TJ looks at both Chris and Desi and asks if they want to swap teams. Chris runs back to the blue team. And Desi, looking at her green team, that is now down 2 players, 1 man and 1 woman. And Desi decides that she's going to hop teams, go over to the blue team, and send Alyssa S. over to the green team. The last person we hear from in this episode is Wes, who feels absolutely just God. He had no idea Amanda was the vote. He had no idea what was going on in the house. 2 members of his team are eliminated, and then Desi hops over to the blue team. There's a ton of people that knew that Desi was going to swap teams, but Wes was left in the dark. I don't know if Wes has ever felt like this or has felt like this in a long time in a challenge season. Wes is gonna have to come up with a new strategy on this season, because I think that he was sounding the red alarms by the time the credits were rolling on this episode. But that is it for this episode 4's review and recap of the Challenge USA 2. There was a lot happening. There was so much going on. But what did you think about this episode? Let me know down in the comment section below. What did you think about the daily challenge? What did you think about this Evil Eye elimination pole wrestle variants? I was kind of underwhelmed with it. I thought that there was going to be at least best 2 out of 3, but it was just one round. And both rounds were like 3 minutes, 4 minutes each, less than maybe, because I think there was a commercial break in between the two. I don't know. I thought there was going to be more to it, but we got a double elimination. I can't believe it. We've had like 5 people leave in 4 episodes. I thought we were trying to stretch out this season, and we are just trying to get to the end as soon as possible, it seems. Are you sad to see Lewis and or Amanda leave this episode, as well as what do you think is going to happen with Desi moving over to the blue team? Do you think that was the right choice? Let me know anything and everything you feel about this episode or about this season down in the comments section below. I want to hear what you have to say, as well as I want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who was watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge USA 2 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.